Greetings, royal family. I hope y'all all right. Everything good? I just have one question, Nova. Nova, why would you do something like this, Nova? Is it me, or does Ralph Angel always whisper? Like, it's like a desperate horse in the throat whisper. Matters not, because he is fine. So he can whisper, he can lip sync, he can do whatever. All right, royal family, we back. Episode 2 premiered of Queen Sugar, and things are getting intense, to say the least. Things are getting extremely intense. So, picking up from last episode, last week, we already know that Nova has got this book coming out. It is ready to be published. Charlie read a piece, well, Charlie read the whole thing. We find out that Hollywood, he read the entire book, and Ralph Angel just read a piece. And in the beginning of this episode, Aunt Vi hadn't read the book at all. She had no knowledge of the book whatsoever, but she did start to read it before this episode was over. So let's talk about it. So Ralph Angel decides to confront his sister. He decides to show up at Nova's house and really get an understanding as to why she would put anything in this book about Ralph Angel's personal life, especially Blue. And he had some really intense words for her. And he basically said to Nova, if we didn't share the same mother and father, I would call you the SOB that you are. Now let's stick a pin in that, because he said, if you and I had the same, if we didn't have the same mother and father, let's stick a pin there, and I'll tell you why toward the end. And Nova is just like, she's just trying to calm Ralph Angel down, I guess, to say the least. She let him know that her intention was not to hurt Blue, it was not to hurt him. And she asked Ralph Angel, is he going to inform Blue that he's not his biological father, and that just set Ralph Angel off. Now, just kind of talking about that particular scene, obviously Nova is writing a book about family secrets and how they can be damaging and things like that. So that's why she asked Ralph Angel, hey, are you going to let Blue know that you are not his biological father? Some people may feel like, no, he shouldn't know, and others feel like, yes, they should know. My opinion is he should know. Is now the appropriate time? I don't know, maybe not. But I do feel that Blue should be made aware by both of his parents that Ralph Angel is not his biological father. Here's why. To prevent Blue from doing what Nova is doing now, writing a book about family secrets and how it impacted her life, you can nip this in the bud. Like, why let this young boy go throughout his life not knowing that Ralph Angel is not his biological father? I just feel like when we keep things from people, sometimes we do it with the intention of protecting our loved ones, but we rob people of their experience and their opportunity to heal. See, I learned that from Iyanla, y'all. Been doing my homework. But I just feel like it robs, just like if you're in a relationship. I know these two are not the same, but if you're in a relationship with someone and they lie to you about someone, or they cheat on you and they fail to tell you, it's like you're robbing me of the opportunity to decide whether I'm going to stay or not. Like, as far as with Blue, you're robbing him the opportunity of, like, knowing the truth. Like, why does he have to be 50 something years old and find out that Ralph Angel wasn't his daddy? You know what I mean? And whatever. So in that particular scene, before Ralph Angel basically leaves, it looks like the photographers are coming there to do like a photo op for her book and for press and things like that. And like the knife in the heart that twisted was when the lady, she said, oh, hi, and you are, first of all, let's pause for a second. You're in somebody else's house and you're asking the homeowner's guests to introduce themselves to you. Like, you're a guest too, but whatever. I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into it. But anyway, he's Ralph. She finds out that he's Ralph Angel. She says, man, your story is really heartbreaking. Like, So Ralph Angel is looking at it from a standpoint of, Nova, I'm not a part of your little research group. You just want to get famous and you don't care about anyone's feelings. So Nova offered to sit down with Ralph Angel if he decides to tell Blue that, he's not his biological father. She did offer. I mean, at that point, what could you say? You understand why Ralph Angel would be mad. Moving along, Micah comes home. Micah's home, and honey, Micah is giving me real old dog from Menace to Society tease with his twists. He was away in Paris for the summer. So he's back, and he's just, chit-chatting with his mom. You could tell that his mom thought that it was really interesting that he twisted his hair, I guess it must be too urban for Charlie. But yeah, he had a good time. You see a scene where he's like kind of politicking with his friends and talking. And yeah, they just talk about what they did for the summer. He links up with his girlfriend. They ended up going to a party in one of the scenes, and a racial slur was made, and then, it ended in fisticuffs. What's his name? Micah. Yeah. Micah, he goes over to Aunt Nova's house, and, Nova is listening to him because he feels really comfortable with Nova. And I wonder if that bothers Charlie, especially now having read that book. In previous seasons, we've seen where Micah and Nova's relationship really started to like grow and become stronger. And it kind of made Charlie a little bit uneasy because Nova is like a rebel with a cause, fearless and things like that. And I guess Charlie is looking at it from a standpoint is that she doesn't want her son to be profiled and killed. And it's just like two different sides of the same coin, I guess, as far as Nova and Charlie. So, Ralph Angel, Hollywood, you see Hollywood reading the book in the office, and Vi is saying we need help out here in the restaurant. He's like engulfed in the book. So Ralph Angel, Charlie, and Hollywood, they're all sitting together trying to figure out, how they're going to try to keep this book from Aunt Vi. And of course, Aunt Vi ain't stupid. She just plays along. She knew that they were keeping something from her. And I thought it was very interesting, or I did pay close attention to the fact after Ralph Angel left, when Charlie and Hollywood were talking, Hollywood said to her, said to Charlie, did Ralph Angel read the entire book? And Charlie said no. And because there was a part in there where Hollywood, when Ralph Angel was locked up, he was in jail, Hollywood had to go and get Blue from like a crack house, I think it was. They talked about this, I don't remember if it was season 2. It might have been season 2. They talked about this where Hollywood had to rescue Blue from like a crack house because this is when Darla was on drugs really, really bad. She was strung out. She had Blue with her, and she was sleeping with multiple men, and Blue was there with her. So that's how come Blue ended up living with Aunt Vi, because things just got really bad when Blue was young and Darla was on drugs. And I thought that Ralph Angel knew that, but apparently not. So I can only imagine if he reads that, and to have to see, this is the thing. Why does he have to find out about that in Nova's book? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm on the fence with this. I get the family being extremely upset, scared, all emotions coming to the surface, offended, they feel disrespected because Nova is putting this out. But why are there so many family secrets? I mean, it's a rhetorical question. Most families are like that. They keep things from, the newer generation. The old generation keeps things from the new generation as a way of protecting them. But let me tell you something. You bury a body, eventually it's going to start to stink. So it's like, and I guess Nova is trying to prevent that cycle for the next generation in her family, and kind of encouraging everybody to like keep it real. I mean, this is a hell of a way to try to get your family to do that, but whatever. So, listen, Nova and Charlie finally meet up, Micah comes home after he had his little brawl after visiting Aunt Nova, and Charlie basically expresses that, she doesn't want him to be profiled, basically, in a nutshell, and end up dead because she is a mother. You know, there's nothing wrong with her feeling the way she does. She has a valid point. And he just seems fearless, you know what I mean? And he let his mom know, listen, when I, peed on myself, when I got locked up, Nova was there for me while you were across the parking lot arguing with my father. She tied her sweater around me and told me that everything was going to be okay. So he really feels comfortable. It's very easy for him to talk to his Aunt Nova. The next scene, you see Charlie banging on her sister's door. She goes over there and she says, all right, I'm ready for you now. You know, she takes excerpts out of the book and is reading it. And she just tells Nova, like, this is what you think of me. And the piece that she read about Charlie being sheltered by privilege, sheltered by wealth, financial wealth, and it was very easy for her to, I'm just like paraphrasing, it was very easy for Charlie to go into these boardrooms and close these deals and have all of this success because of the color or shade or hue of her skin. Now, I kind of like where this is going. I'm going to be honest with you, because colorism is a thing, unfortunately, amongst us in the Black community. And oftentimes, one side is against the other. It's unfortunate, and it's so crazy. That's probably going to be a completely different video as far as colorism is concerned. I don't want to go too deep in that. I want to stick to the issue at hand. But I don't disagree with anything that Nova said in her book regarding that part. And she did also talk about the fact that, she covered up a lot of things for her husband when certain things should have been outed and she should have stood up for him. But see, what Nova fails to realize is Charlie has a reputation and a career and a child that she has to protect, that she protects at all costs. Like, Charlie is a pit bull when it comes to those three things. You know what I'm saying? So I think Nova is slightly naive. I mean, she's not wrong. Charlie's not wrong either. But I think Nova is a slightly naive because it's easy for her to say because she's not in Charlie's shoes. You know what I mean? And she doesn't know what she had to endure as a wife, or what she chose to do as a wife and as a mother. So I think Nova's a little bit naive. Tell me if you agree. You can, disagree respectfully. What do you guys think about that particular part where they kind of touched on colorism that Charlie was reading from in Nova's book? So it ended, that meeting ended with, Charlie just basically saying that, I'm done. You know what I mean? I have nothing else to say. Like, you hate me and I can't believe this. I'm your only sister. So the scene ended with Charlie picking up a picture of Nova and herself, and she just basically rips it in half and storms out. Ralph Angel, when he came to visit her, he told told Nova, that he doesn't want her nowhere near blue ever again. So it's like, sheesh, you know what I mean? But Nova she's standing in it though, because it seems like she was prepared for this. Like, she knew that once this hit the fan, it was going to spread everywhere. Now, I thought that, I didn't even get into David Alan Grier's character. Doesn't David Alan Grier look good? He looks amazing. So he is obviously Aunt Vi's ex-husband who was abusive to her. Sorry to ruin it for you guys, but I remember the name because in earlier seasons, Aunt Vi kind of slightly talked about, how she came to live with Ernest, her brother, so on and so forth. But this is what I wanted. It's a piece of hair right here that's like bothering me. Yeah, so we'll get into him next week. He's making his way around town with his charming self, and he said his name at the end, who he was. So I'm pretty sure he'll pop up next episode, and I can only imagine what that's gonna be like. Like, Hollywood ain't gonna be feeling that, so that's gonna be good. Yeah, so Aunt Vi had to read the book because Hollywood is not gonna lie to his queen. You know what I mean? Now, I was very nervous. I'm getting goosebumps. I was very nervous when I saw Aunt Vi sitting at that table, and the camera panned up her arm, and she's sitting there with her reading glasses on, getting ready to read that book. I was very, very nervous because I don't know, it's a character, but Aunt Vi is like an aunt in my head. I don't know, that you have like mad respect for. And it's just like, I wonder, what did she write in there about Aunt Vi? You know, and she did read an excerpt, and it was just talking about being broken in every sense of the word. Because I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, family, I remember in the earlier season, whether it was 1 or 2, Aunt Vi did speak about her being in an abusive marriage with her then husband, who obviously is going to be David Alan Grier's character. And she was raped, right? Now, in the next episode, they show like a preview, and Aunt Vi is going through like these boxes, a box with like old stuff, and I see an old pregnancy test. All right, remember earlier I told you Ralph Angel said, if me and you didn't have the same mama and daddy, I would call you the SOB that I think you are. I could be wrong. But I have a strong feeling. And me and my mother oftentimes talk about this show from the time it started. And she said this seasons ago. I would not be surprised if Nova is really Aunt Vi's daughter. I'm just saying. If I'm wrong, it's okay. It's just, wouldn't that be something? Because I talked about this in my review before with Nova and this book. Nova better had put some of her own tea in this book. So far, it doesn't seem that way. You know what I mean? Hollywood read the book in its entirety, and so did Charlie. And nobody talked about even Nova. She never said, well, I have my stuff in there too, because this is going to backfire. This is probably going to backfire, Nova. And you, as much secrets as your family kept, 9 times out of 10, there's probably going to be some information that you yourself, Nova, is going to find out that you had no idea of. So episode 2 gave me just enough. You know what I mean? Well, gave me more. It was good. It was good. It was really good. It wasn't corny. It left no stone unturned. Well, obviously we don't know a lot, but there was a lot of little things that I was paying attention to. A lot of little things. And when Ralph Angel said that, if we didn't have the same mother and father, I would call you the SOB that I think you are. Nova may just find out that Ernest ain't her pappy, and who she thought was her mother ain't her mother. I wouldn't be surprised if Aunt Vi is Nova's mother. If not Aunt Vi, somebody else. So we shall see. This book ain't even out on the shelves yet in the show, and it is causing hella controversy. And I wonder what Micah is gonna think of his mother. You know, that's a good point. Charlie was very afraid of the fact that Micah was gonna look at her as a monster when he reads this book. But we gotta find out what else is in the book. You know, we know Aunt Vi's tea is in there. We know a little bit of Ernest's tea is in there. Maybe not. We haven't got to that point. Ralph Angel, Charlie, Nova girl. I really hope that you put some of your own business in there, because so far you pissing off the community, girl. Well, your family members. So, Royal Family, get down in the comments. Tell me what you thought of this episode. Tell me what you think about my theory of Nova possibly being Aunt Vi's daughter. I wonder if not Nova, then I wonder if Aunt Vi's daughter or child is still alive. She had that pregnancy test. I don't know. It's getting a little heavy. But I'm looking forward to it. Ava DuVernay got me hooked, as she has been since season 1, episode 1. So Royal Family, get down in the comments. Tell me what you think. I love y'all for watching. Be sure to thumbs up this video. Leave a comment. I like engaging with y'all. I love reading your comments. And share this video. If you know someone who likes Queen Sugar and they haven't seen my channel, share away. Until next time, Royal Family. Peace.